Hey guys, this is Drazu. I asked Google what 1/2 to the seventh power equals, and the answer I got was 0.007812 In percentages, that would be 0.78%, 0.78%. And just for good measure, one minus that is 99.2%. That may or may not become relevant in what is about to take place. So I'm just throwing that math out there. So, anyways, on the unrelated note, maybe, uh, this is a video of my set or the first fight of my set against Pisha in the MBL tournament, and I've got the scoreboard pulled up on Excel right here, and you can see that the two intersections for DRZ and PSH are blank. Our set has yet to take place at this point in time, and at this point in time, I am first place with 1,100 points, and she is in fourth, I believe. However, she has plenty of fights left to finish up, so she's in a good position right now. Basically, I'm gonna you know basically break this down like on her end. Like if she were to win out, she would get first place. If she were to win out, but say against me lose one time, all I need is a split 1-1. If that were to happen, I would maintain my position as the number one spot. So going in this set, there was a little bit of pressure because there were obvious implications for the final result. Basically, I just need to steal one, and I'll get the first place finish. Because remember that I have a deficit of about 400 HP, so I'm going for an upset. As long as I can get it once, I'm good to go. So yeah, going into that set, there's a lot at stake. So without further ado, we go for it. So this is a very very strategic match. As all my sets, all my fights with Pisha are. She knows I have attack P. She knows that I like to use it. So I'm gonna start off by basically going a little bit on the safe end. Oh yeah, I tried. I was wondering if I should use G Shield because I'm thinking she might have a one of Dark Fairy. I'm not sure though. Could be Eye Staff, one of the two. I knew she would have one of the two, so I considered using G Shield there, but I'm like, I'm sticking with the safe option, which is KBT, FOS, and Force Positive Thinking to start out. And what results is kind of a turn that's not really that consequential, but just look at that combo. HNMS and I Staff. That is a very, very good defensive combo. That covers everything except for fire, which again you don't need to cover in MBL, the standard rule set of MBL. So yeah, I'm just impressed at that combo. I'm like, damn, all right. Well, she's got Ice Staff, so that's kind of a significant thing to take note of. With my positive thinking, I'm pretty sure I won that turn. Even though the bars look the same, the bars will more or less look the same, but she has more HP, so I actually took off more. So yeah, basically, I'm thinking she might think I'm gonna, now think it's safe to use AP or something. So I go with the heavy water move, but that is the exact wrong step taken because she has F tab. She has HNMS and F tab, which is crazy. I mean, that makes sense given that she has Ice Staff to cover dark. But damn. So after getting wrecked that turn, completely wrecked. Like literally nothing went through on my offense. I decided, okay, I gotta stop being a little bitch here. I need to, start being a little more aggressive with my AP, and that is the exact right step to take because as you can see, I make up what I lost the previous turn. So yeah, and she has FSS, and luckily it does not do the strong hit on that turn. But the fact that she has FSS is kind of scary. But it's kind of weird because normally when you go up against someone with FSS, it's used frequently. But so far, it seems like it's being used sparingly. Because that was the third turn, and it's the first time I saw it. So if it's being used sparingly, I think that favors me, to be honest. As long as that first use is a weak hit, which it was. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of a good position to be in. But right now, this is all about um, waiting for the reflect to be used. Because I mean, basically, in this pre-heal fight or just any point in the fight when reflect is an option, we always want to keep some sort of defense up because we fear going all out on offense and then absolutely getting wrecked by reflect. So that's what's happening, I think, on both ends. We both think the other is going to use reflect, and we're kind of freaked out by that. So I put up HNMS and AP there, and she had HNMS, and she went all out defensive. Um, she put up that really good defensive combo, and now I'm really scared of a reflect. Like I don't know why in this particular turn I was really scared of it, but I was, and I put up the double shield. G shield isn't really that great of a shield to use this match because of the fact that she doesn't have um, Wanna Dark Fairy, but I use the double shield anyways, and luckily the reflect did not. Oh, well, actually, not luckily, she didn't use reflect on that turn, which sucks. But I didn't lose by that much at all because again I used double shield. So using G shield actually did help because it got me extra 5 Earth defense. So really that turn was a non-factor. I just was trying to call reflect. Well, it didn't happen, but whatever. She used as her ability, which is fine. The thing about using that ability though is that you don't actually know if you got reflect or not. It doesn't tell you what ability you blocked. So she's probably, you know, unaware of whether or not I still have reflect or not, which is kind of good to be honest on my end. But here's the thing, I think I will go all out offensive on that last turn. I'm not completely sure on that. Because I'm basically trying. Yeah, I did go all out offensive. I used both of my constants, which is something I normally only do if the other person is frozen. But basically, I was trying to go all out offensive because I was trying to send the message to Pisha that hey, maybe now is a good time to use reflect. I'm trying to get her to think that oh, now he's going all out offensive. It's a good time to use reflect. Especially now that I'm at 1,000, just above 1,000 HP. Because now if she gets reflect and say a freeze in, that's good enough for a 1-2 KO move. So yeah, I went all out offensive there to try and draw the reflect, and then I put up the HNMS along with Shade to try and not make the reflect as bad. So yeah, it's this whole pre-heal exchange is basically trying to get each other to use reflect or just trying to avoid being reflected on badly. So what happened? And she feared me using reflect too, because reflect and TDK together is a really good 1-2 KO move that I have actually tried in the past on Pisha in our practice fight. So she was she was fearful that I was going to use a reflect plus TDK. So she healed a bit earlier than where what she would normally heal when she would normally heal, and because she also healed with F tab. It's not normal when someone heals and also uses a shield. At least it's not normal for me, at least. So she healed early, and I want to take advantage of that because now I think, okay, she's probably going to try and do the 1-2 punch with a freezer. So if I use thick smoke bomb here, I won't take any damage from that, and I will be outside of the range of being KO'd after the freeze. But she actually does not go for the freeze attempt on this turn. She actually pulls up her good defensive combo again. So That was, I mean, for me using thick smoke bomb, that means my thick smoke bomb didn't block as much as it normally would. So that was pretty good move on her part. So now I'm kind of faced with, okay, well, what do I do now? I'm thinking she might, now that I dumped that thick smoke bomb, that she might go all out offensive or go for the freeze. But even if she goes for the freeze, she has to put some offense in there. So basically, my plan is to use Reflect and TDK now. Normally, Reflect is used as an offensive option, but it works perfectly well as a defensive option because that 66% reflection, it does, it blocks 66% of the damage that they put out. That is very good defensively, as well as offensively. That's just what reflection does. So yeah, I decided to use reflect as a. I almost decided against it, but I actually do go for the reflect here. I use reflect as the defensive option and the freeze, because and now it's post heal, so I just after it's post heal, TDK is in play. Like I want to use TDK, and attempt number one at freezing her with TDK does not actually work. That's fine, whatever. That's that turn still went super well because look at how the damage ended up going. Uh, that was very much in favor of me. Because look at our HP, it's almost kind of even, and I have yet to heal, so I'm feeling really good right now. But I'm trying to get this even better. I'm trying to make her dump her freezer before I use my full healer, before I use Jade Elixir. So that's what I do. I do my dual shield move again. Not only do I dual shield, but I use Drain Life in order to heal 100 HP to push me up above KO range. Um, and that's what happens. So that Drain Life helps my HP stay at around 1,000, and she dumps her freezer, and her FSS does not do the strong hit. So I'm not sure, where I was at, if FSS uh, hitting strongly would have mattered or not. I think I still would have survived a little bit left because of what Drain Life did, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Point is, her FSS did a weak hit. Regardless of what happens there, she no longer has her freezer. I am golden. Like this is just absolutely crazily in favor of me right now. Like this, I feel like I have this fight in the bag. All you need to do is freeze her, and then I'll be up by like almost 2,000, and this will be done. But I heal, and her FSS actually does hit strongly, which she correctly calls in that text box right there. She says they're gonna wake up now, and it actually does wake up on this turn. Her FSS hits strongly, and it's closer than I would want it to be, but I still have my TDK. By the way, attempt number two at freezing her did not work out on that turn. So I'm being a little more defensive now because, well, for one thing, she still has yet to use Reflect, and I really just want the TDK to freeze before time runs out, because when you're hovering around 1,000 HP, it doesn't take too many turns to take off 1,000 HP. So I'm just trying to give TDK as many opportunities as possible to freeze. Attempt number 3 at freezing does not work. So I do basically the same move, same defensive move for attempt number 4 at freezing her. And again, I'm trying to avoid taking heavy damage with reflect because she still has reflect, and that's kind of something that worries me. And I think this is the turn where she does use reflect. As you can see, yeah, she does use reflect, but it doesn't do that much because her FSS actually doesn't hit strongly. But attempt number 4 at freezing does not work. That's 4 times failed. So I use Burrow and FOS together. They make a really good complementary defensive combo. And I'm not worried about being reflected anymore, so I can do that. So I do that, and attempt number 5 at freezing her with TDK does not work. It does not work. I take almost no damage, which is fine, and she is noticing now, like, is it ever gonna freeze? And at this point, I don't really fucking know. That was attempt number 5, right? I think that was attempt number 5. So yeah, that was attempt number 5 at freezing. It didn't work. Attempt number 6 is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Because she's still like, this is bad, but she's still in. I'm still thinking, okay, she's still able to be KO'd as long as it freezes now. She'll be at 500 HP, and I'll be able to KO her once it freezes. But attempt number 6 does not work either. Attempt number 6 does not work. It has not frozen at all. So now I'm thinking, okay, I can still survive if SSS does not hit strongly, and I can get a 7th attempt at freezing it. But attempt number 7 does not work, and her FSS hits strongly, and I lose the fight. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Her FSS hits strongly, and I lose. I could have just gone all out offensively and gone for the draw, but oh my god. Her FSS hit strongly, and I lost. That's less than a 1% chance of happening, ladies and gentlemen. Less than 1% chance. Fuck. 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 I'm showing the calculation again, just for good measure. Yeah. I would go on to lose the second fight, which was a legitimate loss. Like, I got my ass kicked the second fight. So basically, I should have split that set 1-1, but because of that less than 1% chance event occurring, I lost both matches, and because of that, I ended up getting second in the MBL tournament. So wow, yeah, Andrew, I'm out. I'm done.